who sets the standard for what your balls should look like? You know, like how...
Great question.
That's an excellent question.
Thank you, guys.
I've got a very hairy ass, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Really? So
Yeah.
what? But how did you know? Because I don't know if I've got a hairy ass.
Oh, good question.
I'm going to be very honest.
All right.
Grooming, turn off.
Yo, you see them super long nails and that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not on it. I'm just
I
not.
agree.
They're
know
a
the
cultural
ones that
phenomenon.
go like that?
Yeah.
the
You know the ones that go
point,
like
bro?
that?
It's
I don't love
artwork.
it.
So if a woman looked exactly how you wanted her to look, right? But you found out that a lot of it was cosmetic surgery or whatever, what does that do for your penis?
See that when you're dealing with brands and companies like that, yeah? The people that you're speaking to,
Don't own
it's not their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually don't care.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not their
Those
money.
people don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person who owns the peas or whatever,
Yeah.
he's in Barbados.
Bezos.
He doesn't know what's been
He doesn't know what's going on.
He's giving them a top line budget.
Yeah, the accountant probably just calls him and lets him know occasionally what's going on.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
boom, we're in now, yeah?
Okay.
And I'm starting this off
I'm scared.
straight like this.
properly.
When I tell you, straight like this.
Am I meant to
Yeah.
have this?
This podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. And let me tell you this.
Say it loud.
Let me tell you this. All glory to God.
Okay.
What?
Church.
All glory
Okay.
to God. Let me
Alright.
tell you this, right? There is a question that is one of the most requested questions in regards to male grooming. And do you know what that question is? That is, how do I shave down there? How do I trim my balls? Let me tell you this, yeah? Calum came to me, and this is the thing, yeah? With adverts, it's funny because sometimes, you know, you just give the ad and whatever, and, you know, you collect the thing, whatever it may be. Calum came to me with the package yesterday.
Let me look at
He
Chuckie
came
there.
to me with the package and he said to me, you know what? Give it a go.
Okay.
He said, give it a go. I said, you know what? Today, I'm going to give this a go before we do that because it makes more sense for me to do that. So I did whatever it was that I did. One thing that Calum did mention to me is he took it out and he said to me, look, right? Let me take this out. He said, yo, it doesn't like, when you put this on your arm, it actually doesn't. Wait, let me just do this now. I'm doing this now. I wasn't even planning on. I wasn't even planning on doing this. But let me tell you this. Yeah, this thing is so wavy.
I'm so confused.
Here we go. This thing is so wavy. Watch this now. Look. This was the first selling point. I'm like, right, this doesn't like. It's not even doing anything. I'm like, what's going on? All right, cool. Let me try this out. So anyway, after I finished doing what I was doing, I gave it a go. Do you know what, Calum? Absolute sensational
It is,
scenes.
isn't it?
Absolute
It's sick.
sensational scenes.
It's revolutionary.
This is absolutely amazing. Man them, let me tell you this now, yeah. If you are at that stage in life where you're just trying to figure it out, you might be trying to use scissors, you might be trying to use creams and all of these type of... Forget that.
Yeah.
Forget
It's too
all of that.
techy, there's too much risk involved.
There's too much risk involved.
It's not worth it.
Manscaped have come through with the absolute #1 specialty for the balls trimming.
The Lawnmower 3.0.
The Lawnmower
allegedly.
3.0. Is that what it's called?
That's what that one's called, yeah, the 3.0.
Ladies, let me tell you this. If you have a boyfriend or you have a situationship or just somebody that you're having a little vibe with or whatever, and you know what, like you feel like you want to take care of that or you want to buy something different, I promise you, get your guy this. He will love it, you know.
And so will you.
Yes, and so will
You
you.
will both love it.
What? Big difference in that situationship
I'm done.
after that.
I'm done.
Me.
So listen, what have they got to do? All they need to do is go to manscaped.com, right?
Manscaped.com, use the code HCPOD.
Pod. HC Pod.
HCPOD, and you get 20% off and free
That's
shipping.
good.
And free shipping
And
as
free
well.
shipping.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's other things going on in that as well, you know.
They've got a whole load of products, bro.
Balls deodorant.
Yes.
Yeah? A whole different type of thing. Yeah, all you need to do, have a little shower in that.
What
If you
does
say
it
you're
smell
going
like? Can I smell it?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I haven't actually used the deodorant or the toner yet.
Okay.
I like.
Did
yeah.
you?
I was going to, but I didn't in the end. But I was
It's not
going
bad,
to.
you know.
Yeah.
So, and then the balls toner. Yeah? But all you need to do, have a quick shower.
What's a
Here you
balls
go.
toner?
Have a little look.
What's a balls toner?
That's after.
I'm really
So
good
the
at catching
toner
it.
is for after.
Yeah, it's for after. You
used
just give it a little spray.
Little
yeah,
spray.
Yeah, yeah. go
Does
on.
it sting?
No.
I like that it doesn't smell too much like something.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you don't want to be down there and be like,
Right.
who's been here?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It stops relationships from breaking up. Do you know what I mean? No, but I'm out of it. Like fragrance water. I don't know how to describe it. Okay.
Listen, honorable shout out to man. All you need to do, yeah, go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code HCPod, right? You get 20% off and free shipping as well. I'm telling you, it's a great gift for yourself. It's a great gift for your guy. Just get involved in that. I actually genuinely swear by it. Yeah. And I know that we could usually come out here and say, oh, you know, that with this pod is sponsored by this and that, and you just collected.
This is an ad.
This is an ad.
This is an ad.
This is an ad.
How often do we do ads?
We don't do ads.
But what was the response when this came through?
I said I was like, yeah, do you know what? This seems like this one could be the one. This could be the one.
I was on it straight away.
So your balls have no hair on it right now?
Right now, very little amount.
Yeah.
I have
little to none.
ball deodorant on my nose.
Oh,
wow,
that's
didn't see the day going this way.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, no, so yeah, so then like I was like, this is intrigued. This could really be a vibe. Yeah. And I think I got even more excited by it yesterday. Yeah. When I did it, and I was like, oh shit, like it really does what it says on a tin.
What I love most is that like I was fine before using like my beard trim or whatever, but I was nervous. It was a scary situation having to do that because you got to be hella careful.
Right.
Keep a few millimeters off the top. Now, bro, doesn't matter. Right against the skin, all against the ball.
Right against the.
No fear.
Yeah, let's talk about that because we kind of
glossed
glossed over that now. So like, yeah, the lawnmower. You can put it against your skin.
You're beautiful people.
You can put it against your skin, against your balls. It will not cut you at all.
It does not cut.
Like a safeguard technology.
I genuinely tried it yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I tried it yesterday.
But it still cuts the hair.
It cuts the hair.
Yeah, it cuts the hair.
Yeah. So what you can like, it literally.
What type of magic is this?
It's crazy,
brother.
I didn't even know.
Do you know? At first I was wary. So what happened is though, I'm like, cool, because I've done it on my hand and that, and I'm like, yeah. It's a nice little magic trick on the hand and that, but the balls thing is a bit more of a sensitive one, isn't it? And like, I don't want to take a mad risk with that purely because you know what? Someone told me one time when we did the episode 12 Things Men Fear But Don't Talk About. Someone actually, and I told them that I scissored it. Then one Don hit me and he said, "Yo, be careful with the scissors," because one time he scissored his balls or whatever, and he chopped a bit of meat, bro. And he said some pink shit dropped out of it.
What?
Yeah, and then from then I was like, I was like, obviously I've always been careful with that, so I don't know how brazy he was getting with this thing. But with this now, when I did the first tiny bit, I was like, okay, yeah, shit, it's trimming some. Let me get a little closer. So I got a little closer. Then I thought, right, like this is fine. So I started dabbing it on it a bit, and I'm like, oh shit,
this is
like it's actually.
Can I ask some stupid questions?
Go on.
Do you have to lie down to do this? Like I lie down on the picture.
No. What did you do?
I sat on the toilet and did it there, so then the hair just falls.
I did it in the shower.
The shower's a good place to do it.
Okay, cool. And who sets the standard for what your balls should look like? You know, like how.
Great question.
That's an excellent question.
Thank you, guys. Because you know, for like girls, maybe like a music video will come out or there'll be a trend on Insta of like a haircut, and so we might all do that. Like Rihanna, you know, everyone did the whole you copy stuff a little bit. Yeah. How do you guys? Is it like when you go to the gym and you see someone else's balls and you're like, oh, I like a bit of that, or?
Now we're fully in this conversation because you know what? Yeah, the like big part of conversations today is going to be about male grooming and female grooming.
I'm ready.
Yeah? We're going to talk about all of this, right? So it's funny you mentioned that. Because this, for me, is relatively a new thing in my life.
Oh, well done.
It wasn't something that I, really thought about too much. I didn't really think about it at all. Until one day, it must have been about maybe 5 years ago. Like, literally about 5 years ago, one of my brethren must have randomly mentioned to me. I was like, what are you doing? And he's a proper funny guy. Yeah. And he's very open. So I'm like, what are you doing tonight? He's like, nothing, you know. He goes, I'm gonna trim my balls hairs. Then I'm like, what? And I thought he was just joking because that's just. And he's like, no, what? He goes, what? You don't do that? And I said, nah, I just pull up. And he's like, he goes, no, bro. He goes, like, you should. He goes, are you hairy? I said, yeah, I am. I'm a tad hairy. He goes, nah, man. He goes, you should like have a go, like trim it. and then just see how it looks afterwards or whatnot. Okay. Then he was joking around about getting the extra inch and all of these type of things. He was like, yeah, I get the extra, you get what I'm saying? But for me, I think one of the reasons why I wasn't doing it before is because, like, you know that joke of looking like a child, like, so it's just completely bald. Like, I just those sort of things was in my mind. But after he said that to me, I thought, you know what? Let me try a scissors thing. Let me try it. It's fine. I said, let me try it. So I did it, and I took it down a bit. Obviously, it was uneven and whatever, but it was.
You liked it?
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this.
Do you know what you liked? You like that you invested time into you.
Probably.
I do the same thing with my skincare. It's just, like 5 minutes where I'm like my own diva. I take care of my skin. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I wasn't doing it before, was my skin terrible? Probably not. But taking that time, game changer. You just feel like you care about yourself.
Yeah.
Agree.
It's a game changer.
When did you start?
I was quite late. I was probably like early 20s when I started trimming.
Why though?
Because I didn't care at all. So it just got hella overgrown, bro. To the point where it was just getting in the way.
See, that's what. But okay, but let me ask you this, yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is why I find this interesting. I didn't know what, like, you say getting in the way. To me, in hindsight, hella hairy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any real difference. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't. It's like, it's not like, and it's mad because obviously I've watched porn and seen cock and all of these type of things, and
but they're always
being in the
clean
gym
shaven and
but
it's all
but that's all.
bullshit.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So other than that, I'm just like, I just thought it was just always normal to just be hairy down there.
Yeah. For me, it was friends at school were just talking about it.
Right.
And then you just internalized it, was like, oh shit.
And then I guess I just assumed that was the natural thing to do, was to get rid of most of it. But like you say, not go like completely bald.
Oh, so you're not completely bald down
I'm
there?
not. Never
I am
do
now,
that.
but like,
you
I
went
got rid
all
of
the way.
All of it.
Barbie.
It's really nice.
I like the 0.5 kind of vibe. I do like that a little bit. You get me?
Yeah, like a couple days growth.
Yeah, but on a neat kind of.
Yeah.
And that's what I got with that. Because I'd never had that before.
Yeah.
It was usually just a bit like thing, you know what I'm saying? But like, you wouldn't notice it like that.
So you guys never had a wax or...
Yeah.
You've had a wax?
Not down there though. I've waxed my chest.
Okay, chest. Oh, that's different.
Okay, but never down there. Okay.
So, okay. When did grooming become a thing for you? Like, when did that start?
I was quite late for me as well. I think... what in terms of like
not just
just in general.
In general, yeah.
Well, do you know what? I think it starts early because you kind of your parent, your mum will tell you about that kind of stuff, whatever. And I talk to my mum about pretty much anything, especially down there and stuff. I don't know why.
That's good.
But it's always been quite an open conversation. But the things that you hear a lot of wrong things when you're younger, like a lot of wrong things, like using Femme Fresh.
What's that?
Like, so it's like a soap but for down there. Right. You shouldn't have to put a soap into your body because it regulates itself. But like, even sex education doesn't teach you about it just teaches you STDs, which is important and stuff, but it doesn't teach you like maintenance. And I think it should and stuff like that, because otherwise that's how you get the lonely thread. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that's like people's hygienes and stuff is not because they're just dirty. They might even do the most with every other part of their life, but that part of their life they don't really know what to do. And also everyone's different. Like how your skincare routine is going to be different for everyone. Everyone's different. And if you don't have an older sister or someone who's young enough to tell you what you're doing, it's a journey. A lot of researching, a lot of listening to people. So yeah, but I started like quite young, from the moment you get your period, there's a tension to that whole region, innit? Because you don't want no problems. You're shamed. Like, periods are shamed in general anyway. Like,
that's nuts, isn't it?
It is nuts. That's something that happens monthly to most women on the planet. Is shamed. It's a bit weird. But so immediately you kind of like want to make your vagina as not periody as possible. Like, in terms of, you don't want anyone to be able to tell. Right. Ever that you're on your period, right? So,
but what does a period pooch look like?
No, it's not a period pooch, but you just don't want to be known as a person who has any. I don't know. You don't want to bring attention to that.
And what? There's a string that comes out of it.
Yeah.
A string?
Yeah,
tampon.
Yeah.
But that's if
that's
you use
a period
tampon.
pooch, isn't it? Huh?
But that's
Oh yeah, that's
use
if you use it. You might have one little pad in that.
Yeah,
I
there's
hear
like
that
cups
still.
now and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are moving
Cups?
to cups.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's a cup?
So a cup is I haven't transitioned.
Does
to
it look
that
like a
yet.
shot glass and you stick it in the
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
So wait,
Inside,
so it's
you
like
put
a
inside.
tequila kind of thing.
Oh, don't say that.
Chuckie, yeah. I guess so.
Serious?
It's not, well, it's round.
So wait,
it's
hold on,
rounder
wait
than
1
that.
second. Yeah, you could go to like. So there's a slight possibility that somewhere in the world,
Yeah.
at one particular point in life in the world, someone got a tequila shot glass
No.
and had that in their pooch
That
as
did
the
not
thing.
happen. No, it didn't happen like that. I'm pretty sure it didn't.
I reckon at one point, once one person did that in
It's
this
meant
world.
to be better for the environment.
But go on anyway.
It's meant to be better for the environment, innit? And then I feel like we lost bare people talking about periods, but anyway, it's normal.
No, it's fine.
And then also in tampons and stuff, a lot of people are complaining because they're white. You know, like tampons and stuff are white. That means
Yeah.
they've been dyed white. That means there's chemicals in the tampon
Right.
or in the pad, which you're now putting into your body. And so a lot of people feel like that's caused a lot of different issues that you'd only ever figure out if you researched it or was on private healthcare or whatever. So a lot of people are kind of transitioning to the tequila shot glass of blood, for lack of other words.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, there's lots of different things, but like I think when you're younger, you copy what your older sister or your mum does, and like their generation, I don't know what generation was on, but our generation, we're a little bit more lavish. We like to invest a bit more in ourselves, so we might try the cup out. We might try different things out to figure out what's best for us. Like, like for me, the first time I waxed was probably before a girls' holiday. I love it, by the way.
Do you?
I love a wax.
What do you mean? What do you like about the wax?
After having the wax or getting the wax?
Or the wax.
Both.
Do you?
You enjoy the
You
pain?
little freak.
Yeah.
You
In
absolute-
it.
She's such a tart.
In it.
She's such a kickling.
it.
He likes the pain.
No, I do. No, the thing's that like so Shelly's my lady, innit?
Honourable shout out to Shelly.
Shelly. Go on,
Honourable
Shelly.
shout out to Shelly. So she was my first lady, and I could tell immediately that she studied this shit. Like she knows what she's doing. Because what she'll do, she'll lie to me. She'll be like, okay, I'm not doing it yet. Pew! Do you know what I mean? Or she'll count to 5, but stop at 2. Pew! Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and she
Oh,
just.
so it's like a game for you. Yeah, oh, yeah.
No.
That's it. Like, just 5.
It's
4,
not-
ooh.
It's not that. It's just, bro. Like you need to deep it.
Yeah.
Shaving leaves little.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like waxing or hair removal, like people do laser stuff now as well, but I'm a bit hesitant towards that. Like, I don't know, putting laser nail pooch. I'm not ready yet. But shout out to everyone who is doing that. And also,
I
what
see
if I change
people. A
my
lot of
mind?
people do that on their legs.
But what if I change my mind? Like, what if I do the laser thing now?
Yeah.
Then I change my mind one
Yeah, I
day
hear
and I
that.
want a bit of a candy floss. Can't do it now.
Yeah, I hear that.
have to sellotape shit on. Like, what if the trend changes? Because if you watch Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah.
his new girl was clean shaven
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
complaining
And-
about how he's
yeah.
never seen that before. What if the trend in a couple of years from now,
Is big
is a
bush.
star?
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean? Or writing your name in the thing. You're not stylish anymore. You're not with the trends.
You can't. And you
Yeah.
can't.
So
you
I think that like you gotta like. See, this is the thing though.
But you determine your
Are we
trends,
all
guys,
doing it?
for others.
Is it? Are we all doing it as a trend?
I think you're doing what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And if being trendy makes you feel good, then go on, innit?
All right. Okay. So, yeah. Let me do the trail here. Actually, yeah. I think what's obviously interesting is that like for a girl, when you have a period, you have a period really young. So there's a conversation that essentially needs to happen quite
Yes.
quickly about
100.
your private parts. I think for us as guys, we don't have that. Like I never had. You know, maybe there might have been a conversation about, oh, you know, you can get someone pregnant or whatnot. But then there's all these stupid little things that we both hear in like how you don't get someone pregnant. So, for example, you know, if you're young and you're in school, you might hear these stupid urban myths like if you put her in doggy, you know, or you have sex here, then you don't get them pregnant. But for me, there wasn't really a conversation I had at all about anything other than STDs. So my only form of grooming really was just my haircut, and even then I wouldn't say that I was doing it or realizing that it was a grooming thing. I just liked having my haircut. That's the only and then, you know, maybe aftershave and stuff like that. But then society does start to kick in a bit, and then you do start like hearing, you know, this person does that or this person does this or whatever, and then your body starts to change. So for me now, I started to get a little chest hair in that, and I wasn't really ready for that.
Really?
I wasn't ready for it yet.
I thought guys liked hair.
Nah, because I think maybe I saw like a couple of my dons who were like they were like clean shaven and sort of they had that early rip. You know, you got certain youths here that have this like, it's like they got like, it's like 0.1 body fat, and you could just see every piece of fucking thing whatever. Yeah. And so for me, in my childish mind, I thought the hair's gonna cover this. So if I start getting the rips and all of that, then I'm not gonna be able to see. I'm not gonna be able to see the definition and all of that type of shit.
Kids are dumb.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't really ready for all of that. So then like, but I didn't know what to do about it. I just left it, and I think maybe I probably just kept my top on more or whatever it may be. Until one day, funny enough, so this was like, this was in my 20s now, and I was with this girl, and like her mum does like manicures, pedicures, and like all this maintenance stuff, whatever, waxing and stuff, And then the mum said to me one day, "I'll wax you." So then like, I kind of felt as though I had to say, okay, cool. Because I don't know why, I just felt like I couldn't say no. Not that she told me I'm gonna do. She just said, like, I think me and the girl that I was with, she sort of joked about it, like, he's got a little chest there and that. And the mum was like, "I'll wax, I'll do it. Like, if you want, I'll do it." And I was like, you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not?
How old are
I
you?
remember laying on the bed. I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
I literally.
Did you firm it or did you cry?
Oh, brother, let me tell you this. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
But I acted so calm.
Oh, good.
But I was so nervous because I don't know what to expect. Then I get the what was it, like the warm thing, So now I'm extra because I'm thinking, oh fucking hell, like I'm just rubbing that. And then what happens is sometimes when you like go from the top and then you do it all the way until it's sort of there's none left. Sometimes I can feel it pulling their hair a little bit. I'm like, whoa,
Shelly would never make that
this
mistake.
thing's gonna be a mad thing. So anyway, once she did it, it hurt. I'm not gonna lie,
it
hurt.
does, but it's quick, no?
It was quick, but I did the whole thing, so it was like.
I know,
bam.
but it's like so. What Shelly does, she takes it off, and immediately, either with her hand or like with, I don't know, I'm not gonna say what she does, but she with her hand, she'll just put it over the part that she's just.
Oh, nice.
Immediately it soothes it immediately, and I think maybe I have a bit of a high pain threshold anyway, but like she does it immediately, and it's like. So I'm angry because I've threatened to punch her before. Like, you're in the moment, innit? And I'll bang you, you know?
Yeah, you're
like,
strong.
I'm on it.
Yeah. Listen, I almost kicked down a mum that day.
Bro.
I almost kicked her in her teeth.
Bro, but by the time...
When she did the first one, she almost got the heel in her nose. I'm not even gonna lie. If I could have acted on how I actually really felt, massacre, bloodbath in there.
Yeah, your missus comes like, you see your mum, she asks for it still. Like,
exactly.
She asks for it.
She's in the corner, twist up.
But yeah, so she does that, and by the time I'm ready to like bust a switch, the pain's not there anymore. So that's what. So yeah, it's like a really quick, sharp pain, but then it's done. And then after that, fresh.
Yeah, actually, I felt really like I felt good for it afterwards.
Yeah.
Her mum, the way that she does it, or the way that she did do it, if I remember rightly, it took. She would do it a bit slow, so she would just do it or whatever it was or whatnot. Yeah, and that hurt. It just felt uncomfortable, but afterwards I felt really good though.
Yeah,
I liked the clean.
You slept without a shirt that day, innit?
What? Of course.
Yeah, it's
yeah, of course.
Different.
I think I was outside while it was not like it wasn't raining, but I had a vest on, and I was very quick to want to take the top off. I'll tell you that now. But
yeah.
So and then I think that sort of. I got the bug for doing it because I felt like I needed to maintain it. Yeah. So then when I stopped seeing her, I was going to a place on the low to go and like quickly go and get my thing done. But then and the woman that was doing it after that, she was super quick. Yeah. And then I started getting used to the feeling.
Yes.
I started getting used to the feeling of doing it. Yeah. But ultimately, I was genuinely doing that. I feel. The majority of the time I was just doing that for myself because at that point I just wasn't really ready for this. I just didn't feel like I wanted that. Yeah. And then you know, I was speaking to certain girls and stuff like that, and there were certain girls that were like, nah, like, I like a little hair in that. I like some of that.
Yeah, and some guys do as well. Some guys love a little.
I do now.
There's Hollywood, there's Brazilian, like there's one where there's like this landing strip. So I obviously only know the name of my thing, innit? But like there are different names for it, and it's about how much hair is left when it's done, innit? And some people like the hair, some people like it shouldn't be because of the other person, but realistically when you're, I don't know, it's part of, it's like when you buy sexy lingerie, I know it's lingerie guys, don't worry, but like when you buy it, it's like you're doing it for yourself, sure, but you're doing it for a joint experience.
Oh, definitely. Do you know what, to be honest as well though, and maybe it was just from what I heard, but I did feel like even though the girls that I had encountered were like, had mentioned that they kind of like guys with hair or whatever. In general, my thing was more, I just heard women, this is the type of body that I like. And I think that no matter how self-assured you feel like you are at a certain time, there's always the one or two things that kind of tap into you a little bit, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't know, maybe that initial reaction with a girl, I got a little chest hair or whatever, like maybe she may not be in. One thing that this is how my mind rationalized this, she might like some chest hair, but I know that if I meet a girl and I don't have any, she's definitely cool with that, but she may not always be cool with this. Does that make sense? So then that plays into your mind a little bit.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but ultimately, I don't know, I feel like the standard, like I can't speak for every girl, but for me, I don't think I have any like hard fast rules in terms of, as long like if he's clean, like I'm attracted to him, whatever. I don't really think seeing some hair or not seeing some hair, I might find it a bit weird if I didn't see hair, actually, if I'm being honest.
But anywhere at all.
Yeah, like I might be a bit like, you know what I mean, I might banter comment it, not in a belittling way, but like, do you know what I mean, like, oh, okay, baby boy, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but I think I feel like that basically with girls, I think maybe we're a bit more flexible, because you lot, the same way you didn't really hear a norm of how you're meant to look, you kind of picked it up from different people's opinions. I don't feel like I was raised with a guy's meant to be mad hairy or mad smooth. I don't think I heard that. Whereas with a girl, I did feel like I heard a girl should be like 100%. Completely clean shaven or whatever. And I actually think, I agree with that argument of why should a woman be clean. It's actually healthier for her to have hair, and why do you want a body that looks like a 12? Yeah, I totally get that. But then you get to our age and it's like you do what you want to do, innit? And I ain't even got someone in it. So my last couple waxes have been for me. Do you know what I mean? And that's just you just kind of do what makes you feel good. And I feel good when I see Shelly.
Yeah, I hear that. Still. Honourable shout out to
Shelly.
I think we just naturally get caught up sometimes, subconsciously and consciously, about what we're told a body is really supposed to look like. So even if, from a guy's point of view, we feel like, you know, the body's supposed to be toned, or the abdominals and all of these type of things, and it's not really so much about the hair. Usually the pictures that you do see kind of don't have hair. So then you think, okay, cool. This has kind of got to be the vibe. Now, as a big man now, I'm like, nah, you should, I guess it's all up to you, innit? But it's about trying to embrace what it is that you do have. I do trim it down a piece still. Yeah. But like, I'm good with hair though. So it's like I'm not in a rush to once it grows back or whatever, or it starts to grow back, I'm not in a rush to go and do it. I just do it when I just feel like it. You know what? Today I might just go and just take it down a piece. To be fair, when I started hearing about, what was it, like the hair removal cream over the waxing thing, I can't lie, to me that was great news. Because as much as I was getting used to the thing, it was still I still had to motivate myself at times, like, okay, cool, this might be a bit techie today, and then I get it done, it's like, oh no, it's not really that bad, but it's just that thought in my mind. With the cream now, little one cream, bam, 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 bam.
But do you know what it is? I used to think people were paranoid with that. So I was a cream babe before I was a wax babe, right? The thing about cream, is that, why is this chemical able to take hair like this?
I do you know
it feels very rich crafty. I'm not sure about this.
I hear you.
Do you know what I mean? It didn't stop me from doing it, but I was like, I'm not happy with myself right now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a bit.
Yeah, I do think that too. I can't lie.
But it's convenient.
But the finish is the cream.
Gloss.
Oh,
do you think?
You get a nice little gloss. I get it.
Doesn't last that long though.
No. But the thing is, that's fine, because my hair doesn't grow mad.
Yeah.
So when it grows back, I'm cool with it.
And sometimes some different ways of removing hair can actually lead to more. Oh, I have a question.
Go on.
Is there something you do that isn't actually the norm, but you're okay with it? Like you've considered doing some sort of maintenance treatment that isn't actually something that's encouraged? You wanted to get your arsehole bleached, innit?
No. So you got the right area, but not the right procedure.
What?
I
You wanted to
have
tighten it?
no.
We're fucked.
Nah, you guys have gone so far.
We're fucked. We looked at Calum and said, nah, delinquent. He must be on some shit.
Nah, man. I got a very hairy ass. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Really? So
Yeah.
what? But how did you know? Because I don't know if I've got a hairy ass.
Oh, good question.
That is oh shit.
You saw your friend's ass, innit?
No, it's got nothing to do with that. Cleanliness, hygiene. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
So, but how did you
To
know?
the point that it's unhygienic.
Okay.
Yeah, because all this thing gets...
Yeah.
Garden
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go into it, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
How did you know though?
Because it was
If you don't want to, do it, it's
yeah,
fine.
cool,
It's fine.
sorry.
Now, I don't want to make you feel
okay,
uncomfortable.
fuck it. When I'm shitting,
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to go shower.
bang.
But
Yeah.
how did you know that?
Sometimes, not every time.
Good
But
enough
yeah.
camera, bro.
No, because that's long. But that's how I know. Because at
Right.
that point, I'm like, rah.
Yeah.
It's more effort. It's a lot more effort. So it's out of laziness that I'm like, nah, I want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So every now and then.
It won't hurt. It won't hurt as much as you think it is.
Yeah. But every now
But
and
have
then.
you done that?
Well, it's part of the whole procedure.
What's that? What did you...
The wax, when you wax.
Oh, you get what?
so you got
wax it.
back, sack and
What am I
crack.
saying right now? No.
Now
no,
we're
not
down and
sack,
we're
not
doing
crack,
it,
not
though.
a sack.
Okay,
She ain't got
crack
sack.
and...
Back and crack.
It's the whole thing. I'm sorry, Shelly has never told me it comes as two separate procedures. She's
Okay, it's just all.
She's like,
She says twist
flip.
over.
Yeah, she's
okay.
like flip. So that's it. But it's not. It's maybe because I don't have. I don't have much in it. So maybe that's why it's not painful.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's painful because I went with my girl the first time. She wasn't mad hairy either, but it wasn't. It was like the release. It was like the warm down. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, mine's thick, so it would have been tough to do it with a wax. So I use V.
Oh, yeah, I use
hair removal.
But the hair grows back, and isn't it prickly when it goes back?
Yeah. There is like 2 days where it's uncomfortable.
Oh really? I don't have
Get
that.
it lasered, man.
I don't have any of that. But one thing I will say is whatever you do, if you are going to do anything, I wouldn't shave. Unless you're using Manscaped, I wouldn't shave your chest hair with just a random thing because it does like
ingrains.
Also, I can't say
Have you
you
guys
should
had
use
ingrains?
V on your bum because that's actually
they tell you not to.
They tell you not
Yeah,
to.
they
So
tell you
I'm
not
not
to.
giving that advice. It's just what I do.
Yeah. But yeah, there is. I can't say that there's anything that I do.
I wanted to grow out my armpit hair.
You wanted to grow it out?
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
grow it
dye
out.
it.
And then dye it.
Yeah, I saw a couple girls do it.
In my mind,
pretty
straight
cool.
away when you said that, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like that could be the wave.
Yeah,
Right, do you
I
know, because
agree.
the hair be growing. And also, if you use V on your underarm, I don't know about everyone else, everyone's different, but I feel like there's a bit of like hyperpigmentation. That's when that area gets darker.
Right.
And it's not a problem, do you know what I mean? That's normal for dark skinned girls anyway, like whether they're African, Asian, whatever. But yeah, for me, I just was like, is it that big a deal? Like, I can't lie. I think my mum would look at me because my mum's very traditional, very lady, like very old school. So like, I don't know what she would think. But I saw some girls do it and they dyed it and it was matching their handbag and that. And I said,
quite cool.
They did a pogba on it. They pogba the armpits. I respect it.
I do as well.
But I know. Listen, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Try it. No, try it.
If I feel like doing it, I will because
Try
I
it.
do like to be.
Look at me.
I know.
No, look at me. You're wavy, you know.
I hear that.
No, you are. No, honestly, you're wavy.
You think I can get away with it?
100%.
Yeah, you
just
can
try
get
it, and if you don't like it, then
Then you
can
just
get-
shave the
That's the
thing,
thing.
innit?
You can just take it.
You can
clean
just take it off. It's
Yeah.
not
not that
surgery.
deep.
Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know why I want to do it. But I feel like why shouldn't I do it?
Right.
You know, I had the idea. I had the idea to start a show. I did it.
Yeah.
Let me do it. Little, you know what I mean? But that's because I think I'm a bit bored of the mold of what I feel like people expect people to look like.
Right,
I'm
let's
very
talk
bored
about
of
that.
it. Very bored of it. Like because I just feel like Twitter is probably where I see the most exciting fashion or the most exciting stuff because I'm seeing people that are not Instagram is people that like you, that follow you, etc. Right? But like on Twitter, you're exposed to just random person from Sweden or whatever, and you just see like your rules are not their rules,
Right.
and I believe a rule only makes sense if it's universal.
Okay.
If it's not universal, that's what like. There's a lot. I'm not saying I'm gonna do everything, but if something's not universal, I look at it a bit of side eye. Like, alright, so you tax me for something here, but you don't tax me for something there.
Yeah, I hear that
I'm
still.
not rating
Yeah,
this
I hear
food
that. I
still.
don't rate that.
I'm not rating. It's illegal here, but it's not illegal there.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. So anyway, I've already been thinking. I want to explore the world more. I think I need 6 months in another country.
In regards to the fashion sense as well, yeah. Even when you're talking about that, like, sometimes fashion really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Purely because I hate it when you get these fashion heads that come out and they start telling you what you don't do anymore. You don't tell me what I don't do anymore.
Yeah.
One time I remember listening to Radio 1 one time, and this woman was talking about, you know, we don't wear this anymore. It's just so not that, and it's so, and we wear, and I'm like,
Do
who's
you
we?
pay my
I'm
bill?
like, who's we?
Do you pay my bill?
Yo, do you know how annoyed I got one time, yeah? When I was trying to find me 3/4 length shorts. Man's telling me I don't do that.
Why are you buying 3/4 length?
Because I wanted them.
I'm with you still.
No,
I'm with you still.
We don't do that.
Wait, no. I wanted them.
Nah, you're
Go on,
done out
Chuck.
in the
No,
front.
I wanted
Tell
it.
them.
I wanted
Tell
it. You know
them.
what it is?
You're
And let me tell you
twisted.
something here. It's not the wave until you see somebody vibing it again.
Right.
Watch when I tell you boot cuts are going to come back again at some point. That's not really my
You've been
sleeve.
saying that for a while still. But I'm
I
not
know.
gonna lie, look at me today.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me today.
Girls get away with it.
Girls get away with it.
that
Ah,
shit.
cool,
But
cool,
certain man is still doing it. Vujin and man still out here boot cutting and that. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know if you lot
But
seen.
3/4 length shorts are not okay.
I don't
I
know if
wanted
you lot
it.
seen Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, the recent pics or whatever, where they both look delicious together.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a few
pink
of
dress, like the
Yeah, I
dress
saw
is
that,
high
yeah.
slit here. I said, delicious Rihanna. But I just realized that they probably vibe. I know they have whole teams and stuff, yeah, but isn't that a bit wavy for you lot to have such distinctive styles, yeah? That just walking down the road together is a photo op. Like,
Yeah, I
what?
hear that.
Like, I just feel like that's just cool. And anyway, that just goes down to a universal rule where we don't express ourselves enough,
Yeah.
like at all. That's why I need 6 months in another country. But I
For
wanted
real,
to
yeah?
tie into what? Yeah, I have to, man. I don't know how, but it's got to
That
tie
could be
into
great for
work,
you.
something work, and I think I know kind of where I want to go as well.
Yeah.
But it's got to be somewhere different, like
I'm gonna bring that up again
Sweden
in
or
the
something. Yeah, man.
Can I say as well, yeah, in regards to like hair on a woman, I've never really been fussed about that, you know.
Yeah, well done,
I've
mate.
actually just never really been. I never, like when we were young, you know, you would like, we would just joke about certain things
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah. And then I realize now that, you know, maybe some of those jokes are problematic because it contributes into what like makes a woman secure or insecure or whatever it may be. But I think that like being in a relationship with someone for a certain period of time and just realizing, not even on a conscious one, but you know, like we're just human beings, innit? Like there's gonna be times when I'm with my girl and yeah, her legs are a little bit hairy, or her pooch is hairy, and I didn't like. You get to a point where you're like, I'm not even really watching that like that. Like I'm not even watching it like
Can't
that.
wait for that
and
stage.
then when you, for me anyway, coming out of a relationship or coming out of a long relationship, yeah, and experiencing that, like now, why should I care about it? If I didn't care about it so much with her, well, that's not going to be so much of a thing for me now.
But it's one of those social media things where like social media presents, but the reality is very different. Do you know what I mean? Like for instance, certain girls will say, I'm never going to cook for a man or whatever. On social media, they'll like something like that. But at home, your man's eating very well. Do you know what I mean? Or guys, like, I'm never going to buy my girl anything until she's ride and died for me and had 3 kids. You don't know her name, but you bought her something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's like that. And for me personally, I have a theory. This is my theory, yeah. You know when people say after a relationship you glow up? I think it's just that you were comfortable in your relationship. You know, you didn't, like you let your hair grow out or whatever. And now that you're single again, you're doing a lot of self-care. I don't think it's an at the person you used to date that, oh, you were holding me back. I think it's just, it's a different situation now, so you're acting accordingly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and do you know what I think it is as well, though? I think context is missing out of it.
Yes.
Purely because, yeah, like the glow up, it looks a certain type of way purely because, say for example now, when I see you outside of a relationship or whatever, like, oh yeah, like you're dressing nice and you're doing X, Y, and Z or whatever, but those are the dynamics in which I'm seeing you in
a party.
Right.
Did you
If
want
I'm
me
in
to
a
wear pajamas?
relationship with you, I'm not always going to see you like that. I'm going to see you sometimes just in your yard, just however,
We're just
looking,
debunking myths.
looking,
Big facts,
looking like
yeah.
a bum or whatever it may be.
And I
you know
do
what?
bum very well.
Right.
Whoa, whoa. Hey, pardon me. Let's take a step back. All right. I don't do any bum. I said I can do bum. I can look bum. Do you know
said
what?
it now. That's getting clipped.
I'm very upset about this. My career.
You what?
You major.
Basically all I'm saying is that
You do
I
what?
can get very comfortable. Like I can wear pajamas and trainers that don't matter. I can get very comfortable.
Yeah.
I've always been like that.
And so if you're in a relationship as well, yeah, and like you might have a period where you just haven't gone out. You're just not even going out for a tiny bit. You're just chilling, innit?
I'm a homebody when I'm comfortable.
So yeah, you're definitely gonna get that. Okay. When does it become too much?
I think what do you mean, like maintenance?
Yeah.
I think when lockdown happened and bare people couldn't maintain and everything started to like fall apart and melt away, and they were just drastically different from when they were like. So basically, if I don't get a wax, I don't look mad different. It's not like my trousers are gonna bulge up or anything. Like, I feel like when you're doing a lot where you actually, it's a job to maintain how you look. It shouldn't be a job to maintain how you look. It is a commitment, but I don't think if like, let's say Shelly goes away, or
look on Instagram and I think you'd see different.
I know, but maybe those people, that's for their career, in it. Like, maybe they need to. Do you know what I mean? I don't really like to tell people where their limit should be, and if that's what you do to feel amazing,
right?
That's you. Do you know what I mean? And shout out to you, like, you're living your life. But for me personally, I feel like you should be able to like get stranded on an island and still semi look like you. Yeah.
Right.
Or just be okay with the
Or
way
be
you
okay.
look.
Right. Be okay. Still feel okay. Like, I'm not saying feel great, but maybe still feel okay. And when I don't know, because there's a lot of procedures now in it. Like, there's like fat be gone type of procedures where it's non-surgical and they put gel on you and rub you bare or whatever. And I feel like, do those things work?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know what? I think this is now. I have to be really honest in this bit now, because I think sometimes where grooming goes wrong is when, or goes too far, is when I think people, like especially of a certain type of age, are like putting things in their body and stuff. And I think we've spoken about this so many different times, and like so many different types of conversations and whatnot. And like, this isn't an attack on anyone. Do you get what I'm saying? But like, sometimes I do think that it is a proper big shame that people are changing their appearance in the way that they are, because maybe this is a little bit of ignorance on my perspective, and if there is, then feel free to teach me, innit? But like, I look up like makeup, hair, all of these type of things, and I'm like, that's cool. It's not damaging. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like maybe it could be a little bit damaging to the skin in terms of spots or whatever it may be, but it's like, okay, you know, doing all of that. But when you're changing literally, like, you know, your lips, for example, or maybe even like your nose, or like all of these different parts of your body, just for the idea of looking, not only just looking good, but not wanting to be old also. Because I think that's like a big scary thing for a lot of people, aging. A lot of people are not comfortable with aging. So now, you know, there's like obviously Botox or, you know, all of these different types of things to keep your youth. But the reality is, you know what, your body is going to change with age. And I understand that, like, there's certain things that you may want to do to reduce it or to look pretty. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like you can still look pretty with who you are as a person. And sometimes that prettiness, from a corny perspective, does come within a little bit. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? 100%. But like, some people are making these big drastic changes to their body that you may not be able to change or may not be able to reverse. Yeah. And then when does that stop? Yeah. Like, when does that stop?
See, I don't want to be a hypocrite, you know, in this conversation. So like, I totally appreciate your honesty and stuff, but I couldn't even imagine being young today. Like,
I know.
I couldn't imagine being 16 today. 16-year-olds look
25.
They look,
for a start.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, objectively, if I didn't know everything that they done, they look like, some of them look phenomenal. Like, they're chest to chest with 29-year-olds and 35-year-olds with money and stuff like that. And when I say phenomenal, you know what I mean? There's an archetype of what is meant to be good looking or whatever. It's to the point where, and I just need to be honest, even back in, like, when I was a kid, the idea of me being beautiful or needing to be seen as beautiful was a very high priority for my generation. Like it's always been for women.
What did beauty look like? Do you remember?
Yeah. But then it goes back to the lighty conversation, your natural hair, like things basically. And what it is that beauty was always something that I couldn't go and buy in a shop when I was younger. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought I was delicious when I was younger. No one else did. But I I was a late bloomer, but inside I said, no, Koi, when this acne clears up,
Oh yeah, you're in.
going to
You're
be
in.
That's
a
good.
problem.
You're in. Yeah.
But I couldn't say it too loud because I didn't want anyone to challenge it. I knew it was a small little healthy thought that I had to protect, and I don't know why I had that, but I think of my mum always was like,
Honourable shout out to your mum.
she's good egg. She's a good egg.
Yeah.
And I do it for my little, do you know what I mean, kind of thing. And that's why I got a shout out Nella Rose, because Nella Rose is actually young in this generation, and she puts stuff out sometimes about like plastic surgery, people reaching out to her directly, sending her pictures of her photoshopped or something like that, and being like, this is what you could look like. Can you imagine?
That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. And do you know what? If you are fragile,
if you're normal,
true.
If you're
But I would also say, like, even if you do have fragility, which we all do. We all have like some, like there's somewhere in that percentage we have some of that, and depending on what that percentage is, and you're offering me, fuck, I'm going, innit? Because you know one thing that we have normalized, and we joke about it a little bit, but we have normalized it. Going turkey,
bro.
That's just the normal. That we just normalized that.
It's very. It's
yeah,
very
yo,
wild.
boom, I'm going Turk.
Do you know it was accessible to a few before?
Yeah.
And now it's accessible to all. You could do it on. I don't know if you can do it on Klarna, but you can do it on payments and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like.
Wait, are you bantering?
No, I'm not sure, but I'm sure you can do it on payments. No, I'm not. No, wait. No, I'm sure you can do it on payments. No, you guys know I do it. No, I've had 2 mares today. Let's just stop. Like,
I hear that. I didn't want to do it. I didn't.
Come on,
I hear that. I wasn't going to let that.
It was meant to be for us. Do you know what I mean?
That,
no, but like I think you can do payments and stuff like that. And I feel like there has to be other reasons why you don't do it. Like I know for a lot of girls, the reason why they haven't gone and done something is because they have a younger sister at home that they wouldn't want to do it, or because they're scared of. But in reality, plastic surgery shouldn't be as obtainable as skincare or something. Do you know what I mean? It's a very serious step. Do you know what I mean? And also, especially with girls, that your body's still going to change to make those kind of changes. But when you have everybody, when it feels like everyone in the world is telling you you're not pretty, when it feels like no guy's chatting to you or no girl's chatting to you, whatever your preference is, when it feels like every time you go on socials, the girl that's getting the most likes is somebody who looks so different to you. Even in school, back in the days, back when you guys were in school, they probably did it as well. Those lists of like who's the buffest girl in the school and stuff like that, or who's the buffest girl in class, and you know who the top were always the same. And if you had a good day, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff, is stuff that you can't talk to your parents about. It goes unchecked. Because you're not talking to anyone about it. It's just a fact. If the boys don't find you attractive, then you're not attractive. If you don't find yourself attractive, and then your parents are just feeding you and clothing you, they might not be speaking. This affirmation thing is a very new generation thing. Your mum probably thought you should just know you're pretty. Like, what the fuck? I gave birth to you. So she's not checking on you like that. And even when I said that whole thing about feeling the acne, I still definitely had times where I felt horrendous. Not because for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? It's just part of life. I'm sure boys do it as well, but... the world doesn't care about you lot's feelings as much as it should, so you guys just power through or find other things to fill it up. But it is scary. It's scary how much they're doing it. And the maddest thing, when we have kids, can you imagine the conversation then?
That scares the shit out of me.
Because
when I was in school, girls that weren't wearing, there was one girl that was wearing makeup. I wore mascara because I thought I would distract from acne in it. If I put lots of mascara on and I had a fringe, I thought that would distract. So I had my thing, but nobody was wearing makeup. These girls are beating their faces to... Do you know what time you have to wake up for school? It's a scam. You have to be at school for like 9 a.m, no?
Yeah.
If you
was
add
it 8:45,
makeup,
wasn't it?
If you add makeup to that, what time are you waking up?
Yeah, that's mad. Like, I feel like when I was in school, I could be wrong. Maybe the things that it was just a little bit different back then, but obviously there was still the idea of beauty.
Yeah.
There was still, of course, the idea of beauty and the idea of man. Yeah. But I don't remember girls like in school really being too plastered in makeup and stuff like that so much. But you know what? Maybe that might have been. That might have been because at that time, everyone that was in school and everyone that lived in that area was in that area. So we didn't necessarily know too much about what was going on elsewhere. Yeah. But like when you now know what is going on in the world, and then all it takes is really for a few people or a couple of people to come in and then do it. And then now we see it, and then now we all kind of want to be like that because it looks cool and whatever it may be. So like, I don't know. I just think that like growing up, of course, all of that shit existed, but I think like it's so much different now because of the access that they have, and also maybe even the conversations that are being had. And look, again, I'm not even mad. I think when you get to a certain stage in your life, of course, you make whatever decision that it is that you're gonna make. Yeah, but I do think that it is a shame that at such a young age, some of these kids, young folks or whatever, are feeling like this is what I kind of need to do to be beautiful. And that's another thing that's always existed, because even when you said about like the lighty thing and all of that type of shit, it's always existed, but it's just existed in different forms. Maybe the conversations changed a little bit. But now, 16, 17 year olds with lip fillers and that, mental to me. That's absolutely outrageous to me. Also, the idea of like, I get it. Sometimes you might be flat chested or whatever, and you might want a bigger. You might just want that for you. That might be just the thing that you want for you. But if they're like doing that is just from the point of, you know what, I don't feel like, you know, men are talking to me, or that I attract men, so I'm gonna do this. Trust me when I tell you, you can get the breasts in that, but it's not going to change how men particularly deal with you. So like they might still, and when I say change, I mean like in a sense of, yes, you might get a guy that's going to now come and talk to you or whatever, but you know what, when I'm looking at you now, this is what I'm looking at, and I'm trying to see what the vibe is. It's like, how much of that do you want?
It's very predatory. Like, of course. You become food. You open
yourself up. You open yourself up to that,
like
because
that is
enough, man. Like I feel like we get this thing of, you know what? Like if you got big breasts or you got a big bum or whatever, like girls like that are the ones that are always just going to be able to have a man like for a relationship or whatever it may be.
It's not true.
But listen, that shit is not true.
It's not true.
That is not holding, man.
It's not.
I'll tell you that now. That is not holding, man, because it's out there. Because you know what? It's just out there.
It's everywhere.
It's out there.
Different shape, color,
I could have it.
Flavor,
and it's just, it feels easier to get now. Anyway,
easy.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I could get a baddie tomorrow if I wanted.
And do you know what, Koi? If it's hard, do you know what? I got £30 in my pocket right now. I'm touching road and I'm going to one of them spots.
Oh, mad. All right. Okay.
What?
Hey?
Not you
and
personally.
I can just pay for it. I'm not going to do that.
He's just saying how accessible it is.
Right. Don't clip that and try and do that.
Don't clip anything that's happened today, guys.
Yeah, don't do that.
I fully get what you're saying. I feel like it's a bit of a shame though, because sometimes I think we like to put blame on like things like media and stuff. We always forget those things are made of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, like with younger girls, whatever, like no one's gonna, it's hard. You're not part of their generation. They're not gonna listen to you. Like you might as well be 150. Do you know what I mean? It comes down to them and the people that are around them. But it's incredibly toxic. Like I can't imagine social media for like a 14-year-old or something. Your body hasn't even finished bodying. Do you know what I mean? And you're just feeling mad under pressure. And I don't know about guys as well. I was thinking about this.
Even 20-year-olds as well, though.
20-year-olds, 29.
I'm still doing all of that.
Like,
I'm even saying even in your 30s.
My auntie said wait until
it's a
after.
Madness. Huh?
Yeah, my auntie was like, if you're trying to do anything, she was just talking, she wasn't talking to anyone in particular, but she's like, just wait until after maybe you dropped all the kids and you're like, just because by then you have a perspective on what you think is important in life, like whatever, and then if you still want to do it, alright, cool. But she was like, before then things change so much. But that was just one auntie's perspective. I don't know. I think it's a pressure in it, because life is easier when people find you attractive.
Right.
It's in some ways, isn't it? So I feel like, yeah. But in my thing, yeah. Do you know another thing?
Are we placing too much of a value just in attractiveness, though?
Oh,
or is like the idea of being attractive? Are we just skewing it a bit?
Yes.
Like, because
we're being unrealistic. Because the bottom line is that there's a guy out there right now who could not give a fuck. A very good looking guy with money that could not give a fuck about a girl with a big bum. That's not his bag. Yeah. Like, we forget that people have different taste. Do you know what I mean? Like, some girls, like I saw this one gorgeous girl the other day, yeah, and she was like, oh, she prefers shorter guys. And you would think that she doesn't.
Shout me.
and like, she was thick, delicious, everything.
Pure
Temptation.
Persuasion. No. Persuasion.
They sold out, you know, they like their show, sick. You forget that people have different things. Like, there's some guys who will never touch a girl with wig or weave. Like, that's not their bag. And I feel like what happens, social media focuses on one type And that's not even realistic. But I'm telling you right now, there's guys right out there in the world. Before bums were cool, you know, there's guys out there who never date a girl with a bum. Like, they thought that, like, the flat thing was athletic and all of that. I don't know if I should say flat thing, but, like, the slimmer thing was athletic and all that. Sorry, guys, I'm just chatting. But yeah, you have different tastes. Some people will never date. Like, there's some you are someone's dream meal.
We
Like,
all have preferences, which is cool. Yeah, I just think sometimes we overcook our preferences.
Yes,
you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and make our preferences. As I think sometimes we make our preferences too much of a deal than what we should really be making them. Do you know what I mean?
But I don't even believe that.
People say, you know what, like, it's just my preference, like, this is the type of guy that I like or whatever, whatnot, and they will make it seem as though, like, it's just a bit of a preference. But no, like, in a lot of people's heads, yeah, they may not say it, but it's like a lot of these things are just super, super, super deal breakers to them.
Really?
Like, super deal breakers to them.
So what if they found a girl that had everything they wanted, but she didn't have a bum? They're not gonna...
Yeah, for some.
Well, then they deserve to continue to search for whatever they're looking for
100%.
and not
I agree, yeah.
and not land with this person who was
and
your
not get
blessing,
it.
bro.
Yeah, and not
Yeah,
get it.
that's your... Because at some point there has to be growth. Yeah. We didn't come into this world as finished articles, do you know what I mean? Like, at some point you got to realise that some of the ways you think don't make sense.
Yeah,
like,
but we also flipping that on his head as well. It's like even the like money, like sometimes, you know, some, like, a woman may say that she wants a man
with money.
Successful,
or
semi-successful, which essentially means money or whatnot,
Yeah.
which essentially means that there's a certain type of lifestyle that this lady might be looking for. And so, like, to them, even though they deliver it, they may deliver it like it is a non-negotiable. No, it's a negotiable thing,
But it's actually...
but really it's a non-negotiable. And so in my head, I'm like, you know what, you deserve to actually just keep finding until you end up with a Ross Clark cat. Yeah. Right, that's outside beef and bare other cats, by the way. It might not even come home one night.
But is
How
the
about
cat
that?
rich?
Huh?
Is the cat rich?
I don't know. Like,
I think ultimately, but joking. But I feel like ultimately, people are allowed to have non-negotiables. But you're right. If you are not being sensible, if you're not being fair, you might just have to continue searching.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if you're searching for long enough, you're going to start switching up your menu.
well, yeah, but probably not. Sometimes not. But you know what? Sometimes,
Maybe, yeah.
sometimes you'll keep searching until you get what you want, and then you'll realize that it's everything that you don't want. So there's all of that shit too. When does grooming from the opposite sex, yeah, so from a man to you, when does it become off-putting?
You know, when I was younger, I feel like guys were very gruff. Like, take them as they were, find them in the fields. That's how they are, innit? But, like, now I feel like guys are a lot more attentive to their hygiene, like nails and stuff like that. And I don't really have a problem with any of that stuff. I'm quite open-minded, personally.
I think I might do a mani. I think I'm there. I think I might do one of them.
Yeah.
I could do with one.
Yeah.
My nails are usually always all right. I just do them myself.
But you know, I think there's a lot of childish mentality. Like, the idea of a guy taking care of himself for some reason sometimes seen as feminine. So, like,
Yeah, but I'm all right with that, though.
yeah, you gotta literally just find your tribe. Do you know what I mean? And for me personally, I don't mind if a guy. It's only when he becomes. I like to be the princess, you know. So if you're taking 3 hours to get ready,
Yeah, that's mad.
yeah, let me be the princess. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's where it is with me. But
The feminine thing, though, I think we talked about
That's
this
a
before
joke,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a joke.
I think that, like, no, I get what you're saying still, but this is not even just so for you. I'm just even talking about.
no, I
the man
mean,
then.
like, it's a joke to judge somebody on taking care of themselves as feminine.
Yeah, exactly. But also, yeah, we all, this in my opinion, like, there's that feminine and masculine energy with inside you in it, yeah. And so everyone has a certain percentage. Some people's is higher than others, and some people's percentages in the 80s. Do you get what I'm saying? And like they are super super feminine, and some certain people's masculine is like in the 90s, and that's all fine, isn't it? Yeah. But I just think that like we all have a little bit in us, and it's funny when people act as though you can only have one.
Yeah.
And like sometimes when people act like they can only have one, depending on the type of argument, sometimes I see. So let's just say, for example, if a guy is just arguing just on, like, man, don't, this, that, there's no way man's got. To me, to me, yeah, when I see that, yeah, I do think in my head, like, man's being hella emotional.
Yeah, you've
in
said
that.
this.
And so in that emotion, I'm like, that's quite feminine still.
Yeah.
It's delivered in a quite masculine way.
Yeah.
But really, ultimately, it's quite a feminine thing.
Yeah.
But which is nice, though. It's fine. You're just delivering it, to me, a bit off.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with being emotional. Sometimes, and I used to rebuke that all the time. You know when someone used to say to me, oh, like, Chucks, what's your star sign? And I tell them my star, but I still hate all of that shit, by the way. But I tell them my star sign, and then they say, oh, like, you're emotional. Oh my God, I used to argue that to bits.
Yeah.
I used to argue that to bits. But now I am in it. I am in it. I am. Like, I'm emotional.
But I feel like I get something similar in terms of, like, my girls are very girly girl. I love that.
Do you have any feminine ones? Like, masculine ones, though? Like, kind of-ish.
What do you say I am? Like in terms of, like, I feel like my girls are very girly girl, like textbook girly girl. A lot of my girls in it, and then I have like a few girls, and I don't know if they want me to say it or not, where like they have a bit more of like a neutral energy. I don't know. I think like in terms of, I don't know, they can get. I have no way of articulating it because I'm still exploring it myself. Right. But just in terms of, like, they're not as girly, but I don't think it stops them from being a woman or whatever. But like, as a girl who like was a bit tomboyish, when I was younger, I definitely felt like, am I doing something wrong by being discomfortable or not caring about certain things? Like, yeah, it definitely was something, like, for like a long period of like, it wasn't an active forefront of my mind, but in the back of my mind I was like, am I meant to be more like girly? Like,
no, you're just meant to be yourself, man.
Oh, that's all I can do.
But you know, I know a girl who's like, she's really girly, but in her work environment, she's proper masculine.
Yeah, because she has to get stuff done. Like, yeah.
But I think also I think the position that she's in how she's like got this, it sort of ties together. It makes sense. Because she's always been like that when it comes to like getting certain things done, or when it comes to like project stuff. Yeah. She's in, like, it's like she's a whole completely different person. Like, and she's, you know, she gets shit done. But then when she's outside of that, she's just super like, very like, just very feminine. Yeah. And I like that balance, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think being feminine is mad fun. Like, mad fun. Like, I love it. I've tapped into it a lot in recent years, like, just in terms of learning to do my makeup, and that wasn't natural. I was a late bloomer. That wasn't super natural to me, and I didn't have older sisters that were into that or anything like that. But like, but growing up, my house was very full of women, so I saw women do both. So I naturally thought that was just what it was to be a woman, to just be ready to, like, you know, nurture and fight. Not that I fought anyone, but like, just be ready to do both, innit? And then I kind of felt a bit of discomfort when I realized that wasn't the case for everyone. And I thought there was, oh my gosh, there's something wrong? But I love the element of me that can get rough and ready, and also, you know, like, I don't know, be a princess when I want to, like, that kind of thing. But it took a while. I think ultimately no one is one type of thing, but we're all taught one thing. Right. And it makes us feel like that's the standard. And if you're not that, there's something wrong. Yeah. But yeah, man, go to Shelley if you need a wax.
Honorable shout out to Shelley. Even just lastly on the masculinity thing as well, yeah. Sometimes I think that, like, sometimes you got to leave man alone a little bit, or a person alone when they are in their, like, masculine thing. Yeah. Like, just leave man alone, innit? Like, yeah, man.
But does masculine mean that you're not allowed to have emotion? I don't understand. Like,
no, I just think people just mix up, like, they have their own interpretation of what they think that shit is, and then it just becomes, before you know it, people go on Twitter and then they just start chatting shit about what they think it is. Sometimes I get it though, because sometimes I can understand how people, I understand certain arguments, and that for me, when I watch people debate going back and forward, it does make me understand how maybe my behavior, when I might be in my masculine vibe, might make you feel some type of way or whatever it may be, because maybe it might just be my behavior that I might need to tone a little bit, whatever it may be. But that doesn't mean that I need to reduce it. It's just like, sometimes I think for certain people, certain men, maybe not myself, but certain men feel like, you know what, like, it's almost like you're making it feel like it's not cool to be masculine. Like, you know, there's a problem with being masculine, and I don't think that there is a problem with being masculine. I just think that there's a problem with certain types of behaviors that, like, can can ultimately affect people. Like that's a problem. So like the way that we might deal with certain situations, you can still deal with a certain situation in a masculine way, but you know that if you deal with it like this, then it could be problematic that way. But also it's the same the other way. If you deal with it in a super feminine way, then you know what, the outcome of that could be this. But life is about balance, isn't it? And we're all trying to, well, I don't think we're all trying to do it, but I think sometimes depending on the space that you get to in your own life, you can get to a space when you start really being conscious of your balance. Like, okay, like where, like, I think about these things all of the time. Sometimes I think, I used to be a very argumentative person, for example, yeah? So like if I was right, I needed you to know that I was right. I needed you to know that. I couldn't leave the room thinking that you was right about something. But then you don't always get the best results through doing that. Yeah, like not everything needs the energy. Yeah. So for me, because that was a bit of a problem for me, working out the balance between like what needs the energy and what doesn't need the energy.
What age did you start discerning between that?
I started looking at that probably when I was around 28.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, when I was around 28.
Okay.
So I started looking at when I was 28, I was going through a real kind of mental dip because I was like approaching 30 and I was at this, I just thought, shit, like, fuck, I don't have the things that I thought I was going to have at that age. And that shit started really fucking with me. So like, you know, I say all the time, if you say to a boy, when you're 16 years old, or when he's 16 years old, what are you going to have by the time you're 30? He's going to say, I'm going to have a fucking mansion. I'm going to have this car. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. All of these type of things, yeah. And then you get to that stage in life and you realize that life doesn't always work out like that. And that can be quite upsetting, depending on how much value you place on those things. And I placed a lot of value on them. I placed a lot of value on having a really nice car. I placed a lot of value on having a lot of money. I place a lot of value on my appearance.
Were you wrong to do that though? I feel like that's not wrong.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say wrong and right. I wouldn't put that in the equation too much. But what I would say is that like the values that I put on those things maybe was a little bit more than what I put so much on my career. So like I would think more about the outcome of what would happen from the career as opposed to the career. Wow. With the career, if I do these things and I'm focused on that, then yeah, these things that's part of it, innit? Those type of things.
Someone just now, by the way. Someone's listening. You spoke to them right now.
Yeah, those sort of things will happen. I was saying to even my brother one time. Yeah, he's a sick videographer as well. He's actually starting to really come into his own doing it. And he was talking to me about getting a car and whatever. And like, so he was saying to me, bro, I love you. I'm not airing you, but I'm not outing you, but like, this is cool. You know, I can do this one. But like one day he was just saying to me that like, he's going to do this job and that job and whatever. And then he's looking to get a car and all of that. Yeah. And to which I said to him in the conversation, you know what? Yeah. Like, forget about that. Like, it's good to have that as a goal that you're going to get a car in that. Yeah. But proper focus on this. Because when you focus on this, that is going to come. But if you focus too much on that, do you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a car, and then after a week now, it's time to fill it up. There's no peas in the car. Like, you ain't got no peas, so you can't fill it up. Or something happens to the car, it's expensive. You might mash it up. You might need to go and get it serviced. You might need to go and get this checked. You might need to go and do X, Y, and Z. But your focus is just, and your value is so on that you're not even ready to have this right now.
Yeah.
You've just you forced the situation to make that happen. I was on that. That's the kind of situation. That's what I did. When I got my first car, I wasn't even ready to drive the car yet. But I valued having a car so much that I was going to do whatever it took to get that. But I just wasn't putting that same energy into this. Yeah. Do you get me?
But look at you now.
Well, no. I still got a fucking...
It's a journey. And can I just say one thing as well? Because obviously we spoke about the grooming and feeling good and all of that stuff. Like, on an episode with Audrey, I said that it was only in recent years I even started to feel beautiful, quote unquote, whatever. And that doesn't mean that I've been feeling horrendous, but it's a journey. Like, it's a journey. I'm in my mid-20s. It's a freaking journey. So I would just say to young people, like to the young women or whatever, like, bro, it's not even about somebody else, but if your desire is to be wanted by somebody else, there's always people that are going to want you. That's not a problem. Do you want them? Like, do you know what I mean? And feeling good as well. Like, take your time before you do anything too permanent or too dangerous, because you can't, anything that can't be undone, you got to take your time with it. Do you know what I mean? But like the feeling of beauty, as cringy as it sounds, it doesn't come from outside. It really doesn't. It takes that time, you know. That's, like I said, the skincare thing. The only reason why I love doing the skincare thing is because I never imagined, the young Koi never imagined the older Koi pampering up her face, like, do you know what I mean? And doing, like, just doing that self-care thing, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I would just say it's a process, it's habits, but, yeah, fundamentally, you got to think you're worth it. And that takes time.
Strong.
In this noisy whole world, it takes time.
But you didn't answer a question, though.
Oh, shit. What did I say?
And I'll answer it the other way around to make it easier for you, yeah? When I was saying about where grooming can be a turn-off. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to be very honest.
All right.
Grooming, turn off.
Yo, you see them super long nails and that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not on it. I'm just
I
not.
agree.
They're a cultural phenomenon.
The ones that go like that?
Yeah.
You know the ones that go like that?
It's artwork. It's artwork.
What's it called?
It's art.
Was it? You
Acrylics.
said it's called something.
No, he said, what's the point? I think he said.
Yeah, it's like, yo, talk to me.
Listen.
I know yours is lit, so you're all right. I had before I said it, I was like,
Yeah,
oh
you
shit,
gotta make
I didn't
it
want to do. You understand what I'm saying?
No, let's
But
talk
when they
the
start
talks.
doing that, when they start going like that,
Yeah, they're just not your food then, but they're somebody's food.
we
There's a man that likes
know
it.
all of that.
All right, just
We know
making
that.
it clear.
Yeah.
Just making it
But
clear.
see
it's not
that?
your food.
Yeah, see that?
I can't do it because of just I've always would break. Even these nails are they're a bit too long for me, just in terms of breaking them and stuff. I do think, like, how do you eat? But and do you know how much money it is?
What, to get them long like that?
Yeah. Oh my, it's money. Girls that do that, they're rich.
Serious?
They're rich. It's a lot of money to get it done.
What about you?
Me, what's the thing that a guy does that I just think this is too much?
Yeah. Eyebrows?
No, I don't mind eyebrows.
I ain't touching.
I want my guy to feel beautiful, Chuckie. I'm not toxic like
don't
that.
do that. Don't do
Only
that.
a couple.
Don't do that. Don't do
You've got
that.
one thing.
Don't do that. There's
You've got
one.
thing.
There's one.
Do you know what it is? I think for me, the one thing that I recently came across, but I don't know if it's a grooming thing,
Right.
but I found it really annoying how much energy he put into taking pictures.
Who, what, man then?
Yeah, like,
Oh.
the particular person. Yeah, I thought it was like, I know that's unhealthy, but I just
like when he's just constant, like bare.
it felt like there was a lot of energy into taking these pictures and editing, and I just thought it was.
Well, you met someone that was on that.
Yeah, a while ago though, like a while ago. But yeah, like
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer, guys. But and then I think I spoke to another girl, and she was just
And
like,
he edited them and that.
she was like, you know, he edits them. I was like, oh, because it doesn't look too dissimilar from his actual face, you know.
What kind of editing?
Just like smoothing out here,
Oh, that's
lighting
mad.
out here, doing little stuffs.
Do you do that?
No,
Oh,
but like,
why
It's
you
not a
watch the
problem though. It's editing, innit? But for
because
me,
I think there's a lot of women that do that on the
Yes,
like it's
yeah,
normal,
yeah,
so
yes,
why
yes.
is it so bad that man does it?
yes. But you asked me for something that
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
still.
yeah, yeah.
it
no,
just
fair,
you know
fair.
it was just a
But
lot.
that's a mad double.
Yeah, do you know what?
I
Yeah,
know.
Right, so no, because I don't want to. Okay, wait, let's do this quickly. Yeah, you are entitled to say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't
you-
mind pictures. I don't mind pictures. I remember like I had the complete opposite. Like somebody who used to take pictures like that. Like no flair to it whatsoever. Cool. But it was just like, oh no, this is like mad important to you. Oh, okay. It just was a shock to me, innit? It just was a shock to me. That's all it was. But you're right. Yes, us girls, we do the same thing. We do it to mad extremes.
Women love all of that shit.
Yeah, we take forever to like make the lighting and all of this. Even sometimes a bitch might change a couple features of her face. We do.
Yeah,
Girls
and
do that.
like
I get that. We do that.
there's some usually women who cannot live without a one particular filter.
Which one?
Like I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
usually it's just always one. Like you can't take this picture without. Do you know there's like?
Yeah.
It's sometimes mad to me, yeah, where like it's nice actually that sometimes, you know, if I'm outside, a couple people might come want to take a picture or whatever, yeah. But someone will come and they will say like, "Oh, can I take a picture?" I'm like, "Cool." Then they open it up and then they go to the filter. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, come out of that and let's just take the normal picture.
But you know
not
why they
normal.
take it. And also, the thing with filters is once you're used to a filter.
Now I'm
your
taking a
actual-
picture. I got a dog mouth.
No one does that
tongue coming
anymore,
out of my mouth.
Chuckie. No one does that anymore. Okay,
That's
it's
actually quite funny. Though.
sparkling thing, whatever.
I'll rate that.
Okay, can I pick another one for a guy?
Go on.
Okay, because I do feel like that was a lot of hypocrisy. I stand by it. It did make me
Yeah,
think.
you're
Well,
fair enough.
but But yeah, take your pictures, guys. Don't worry. But
Take your pictures, guys.
Take your pictures. Do your thing. I think for me, is this one when guys pretend that their shoe size is smaller than it is?
What? Men do
Smaller?
that?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Because they feel like
be-
feel like the shoes look nicer, smaller. It's been a couple years since I've seen that, but that used to irritate me.
Never heard of that.
Really? That used to
Yeah,
irritate
that's
me.
crazy.
At this point, I think I'm just hurting up.
Is it? No.
But by accident. But I actually like. This is gonna sound mad. I haven't come across it, but I even think anything. Like, I don't really have too many rules. Like I said, if I'm into you, then I'm into you. In fact, the more different you are from what I've known, I probably will think not too different, but I will probably think it's okay.
Yeah.
Like if a guy, this is random. This hasn't happened to me, but if a guy paints his nails like an actual color, I don't think it'll rattle me.
What, like if they're pink?
Yeah, I don't think it'll rattle me.
You're capping.
I don't think it would, because I feel like A$AP Rocky does that. I don't know if he does, but I feel
hear
like
that
that's
still. He does,
A$AP
yeah.
Rocky.
Depends on the energy
He
behind
looks
it,
like he looks
It's
like
the
he gets
energy.
the.
That's kind of confident.
The
Yeah, but
energy, the energy
but
can get
A$AP
away with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
The right energy, like Poet's energy, can get away with anything to an extent.
Yeah, I hear that still.
Like, I'm not
Do you know
saying-
what's so funny about that? Because A$AP he's hella feminine, and he literally looks like he
By
has like
whatever
the French
standards.
tip.
Yeah.
Is the French tip where you got the white finish
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end?
yeah.
He looks like one of them dons where it's like it's super glossy and then he's got like the white finish.
But that's
at
what
the
I'm
end of
saying.
it. And women fuck with him to bits.
But that's what I'm saying. You know to win.
But do they fuck with the success?
Yes.
Yeah.
If he was
Yes.
the don,
Success
if
contributes
A$AP
to the energy.
Yeah.
No, there's bummy
If
guys.
A$AP was the don,
No, there's
in
bummy
the
guys
ends,
with mad sauce. It's sauce,
Yeah,
man.
it's sauce.
If
It
you've
is-
ever,
it
if
is
anyone's
got
ever asked
sauce.
me my type, it's sauce.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
Like-
A$AP anywhere in the world, he's
Different
a
flavours.
saucy don.
Yeah.
I tell you who though, I think would be very different. Travis Scott though. I'll be honest. He don't have sauce like that, in my opinion. But for some reason, there's some element of sauce around his don. But
Is
if
it because he bagged
if Travis
Kylie?
was in Tottenham, yeah, on Broadwater Farm, chilling, it wouldn't be the vibe like that.
Yeah, but my thing with guys, yeah, you lot love to separate the context from the person. The person and the context, that's a thing. Like that, you can't separate
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what I mean?
think that's still-
You can't separate
I
that.
hate
That's
that
like
still.
that's like separating. If you're really attracted to girls that I don't know can sing whatever, and then all of a sudden you want to separate that because you're trying to make a point. Nah,
Well,
like,
hold on, what do you mean? No, that's
I
different.
don't know. That was a very shit example.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to pull me up on that, Chuckie.
Yeah, that's
Now
what-
we're ops in it, but it's calm.
If she sings, she sings, innit?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that, like, sometimes we like to separate, because especially money or like success and that, but it didn't just come to them. My man worked for that shit. Do you know what I mean?
No,
That's part of
right,
his-
listen, no, I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm essentially saying that, like,
If you were just a regular dude with the same
sometimes
outfit.
success, the way that we look at success here, does add a bit of sauce.
A lot of
with
sauce.
with A$AP. My argument here is that
Some
take the
more than
success
others.
away from A$AP. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he was dressed the same, even without the name brands, let's just say that the clothes that he was wearing were not necessarily name brands. We just
Yeah.
didn't even know what they were.
Yeah.
Just the way that he is, the way that he dresses and stuff like that. I feel like
Yeah.
anywhere you go, you put him, people will look at him and say,
Someone
he's a
tried to
saucy
say that
dog.
about
What about-
Damson.
I just don't
Like
think
Tyler,
people
the
would do that
Creator.
about.
Tyler the Creator.
The people don't look at him as with sauce though.
They look
But
at
I
him with
think he
genius.
can pull off anything.
He's a musical genius.
He's
Yeah.
definitely musical genius, but I think.
But isn't that attractive as well? Like that's success. Like for me, someone who's an expert in something they do.
Oh yeah, that's a real turn on.
What?
Oh, I love it when a woman teaches me something.
Tell me
when
something.
she
Tell me
says-
something I don't know.
Oh my god, when we have this, she mentions something in like
She's
science,
using the real words.
and then and then she
shit.
starts breaking down what this means and the particle of that and whatever,
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
God.
give me a particle of you.
Oh, do you know?
What? Strong. Can I say actually? Yeah.
Chuckie's this close to dad jokes. This close to dad jokes. I swear.
Let me tell you something, yeah. I actually only recently started proper caring about like the boxer shorts and that, I wasn't even on the boxer shorts vibe.
What do you mean? You don't like when girls wear the boxer shorts?
No, me. So like I wear boxer shorts, yeah, but see my boxer shorts, yeah, they're just normal regular
not
boxer
name
shorts.
brand.
Nah, they're not. The majority of mine are just not. They're just whatever they are, innit?
Chuckie, you know you're on Vice now, though. Yeah.
Now, but hear what it was, yeah.
just,
I was in a situation, and I remember like when we were about to kind of, you know what I mean, like we'll start to get the connecting, yeah. Like she's like pulling up in the lingerie and all like the Calvin Klein joints or whatever, and I'm just there with the prime marquee, and I'm like a couple of times I'm like, right, like she's turning up, and I'm just pulling up. Like I need to couple.
It didn't matter to her, probably.
No, it definitely didn't.
Yeah.
It
But
didn't
it
matter
mattered to you.
But it did matter. Like there was a point where I was thinking, you know what? One day I'm gonna do
The Calvin.
yeah. Why not? So I've
The
got
Savage
JD
X
now. I've got JD now. I'm like, what? 40 buff for 2.
They're peas, man. They're peas.
What?
She'll love me for me, boy.
Listen, man. Like, I know, obviously, you understand what I'm saying? I can do
Has she
certain
seen the
things,
Manscaped, though?
No,
That's
we're
it.
not. Huh?
I was trying to bring it back to that. You know what I mean? The man was
You put up
lost.
with everything, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to bring it to that. I was trying to help the team.
But now I'm starting to, like, now I'm thinking, cool, you know what? Now I'm pull up with a couple of, you know.
They feel good, man.
Feel special, man. If you're going to do a good job, go there dressed in the uniform.
See the Manscaped ones, yeah. Was you Calvin?
Yeah, man.
I want to shout out to that. I think I'm Primark. Yeah,
So no one's judging you, man.
Yeah, but Manscaped though, this is not in the ad, but this is just one thing, yeah. See the boxer shorts that they put in the package?
Oh yeah.
If you buy the boxer shorts in the package, yeah, you're gonna need to go a size up.
Yeah, get the size up.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that you understand what I'm saying? But let me tell you this: the small was too small for me. Yeah?
The medium was too small for me.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I might have needed a 2-up. I might need to go. I might need to. You understand what I'm saying? Because all around here was super. Like there was no breathing, and then obviously my legs was like, you understand what I'm saying? Like it was just a bit thing, little tight and whatnot. But I like the idea of it though. Yeah. Like I like the idea of like the boxer short like around the leg, and then it cups the. You understand what I'm saying? Like you understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Then, but it just was like so good.
So this bag is something. If you were going for a night of naughty, you could just take the whole bag with you and be well taken care of.
The package that we got that you can get as well comes with like a little bag.
I
20% off.
I actually like the Manscaped thing so much. Yeah, I'm not a man bag like.
But you just hold it.
But I'm just rolling. I'm just doing road with this.
The bag is lit.
Yeah, this is a Manscaped bag. I'm just doing road. Today I'm doing road.
Yeah.
The lawnmower 3.0. Deodorant, ball spray, like what? Nah, that's crazy. But
also, I'll be honest. I know this might like upset some people or whatever, but like usually the lip filler thing and all of that, that's not.
No, I actually don't think nothing turns me off. Then maybe I haven't seen something yet. Can you give me suggestions? Because at this point, I'm just telling you lot icks. Like I'm not even telling you.
But that's all it is. Because ultimately, I don't know if it would happen, but like. Even though I say that I'm not into those things, that is not to say that I couldn't meet a woman that I am attracted to that has those things.
Yeah.
And like I could just overlook it. But I'm not.
Because I actually like my dude, even if it's quietly, to be confident.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So if he isn't looking in the mirror and that, as long as it's not like just douchebaggy, do your thing. Yeah, I want him to feel beautiful. Like did I pick someone who wasn't beautiful? Like I want him to feel good. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like all these things are usually tied into assumptions about what a man should be and not be and stuff like that. And for me, just like if you make sense, if you're a common sense human, you know what I mean, delicious and that, then
strong. I think that's ultimately where a lot of my like in regards to attraction, where it sort of stems from. It's just like. As almost as natural as possible, and I like. So do you find someone
less attractive? So if a woman looked exactly how you wanted her to look, right, but you found out that a lot of it was cosmetic surgery or whatever, what does that do for your penis? Are you still happy or are you less?
I think the cosmetic surgery thing, maybe for me it feels like a hindrance for me personally, only because I just think one day. God may bust me with a child, yeah? And it's already difficult now. Like, life is just already difficult. For a 16-year-old, like, which we were saying before, like, it's all the things that they're consuming. It's just it's crazy, yeah? And so I think that, like, by the time that they get to that age, it's going to be even worse. So how do I try to instill as much confidence in my child when my child can turn around to me and say, well, I hear all of that, but mummy did it. Or mummy's got that. Yeah, and even vice versa. Like, how do I do that? That's just a me thing. Yeah. Maybe now I could meet a woman that could maybe make me understand that better and maybe change my opinion on that. But like, that's just something that's in my head. Now, this is not to say that I don't meet, because you know what, I say all of this and I end up meeting someone. Because I get attracted to a woman on stupid things. Like, yes, there's the initial attraction of someone looking good or whatever. Yeah. But honestly, genuinely, when I say this, if I'm with a girl and like she's like teaching me certain things or whatever, oh my God, sometimes I could get blood flowy. I'm like, I love this. She's teaching me something.
Do you know what makes me blood flowy? Well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, it's different for you.
It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just trying to use the same term. Is when a dude can like articulate his point without getting aggressive. Like I don't have to describe it. What? You won this argument and you didn't raise your voice? Fuck off. Are you mad? Do you want me to come to your house right now? Shut up. Because I will fuck up your whole set. Like, what is this? Like, oh my god, when you can communicate better than me.
Yeah.
Let me go on.
It's funny, like, so I guess we're quite similar in the sense that, you know, you start finding like attractiveness in little things, and so most of those things that I find attractive in a person doesn't usually come from physical. Yes, the physical is what I see first.
Oh yeah, 100.
So I'm like into that.
Yeah.
But like all of the main things that I find attractive is way deeper than that.
100%. Otherwise, every girl who was like quote unquote like whatever the standard is would be wifed up or whatever.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not saying that that's what everyone's looking for, but do you know what I mean? It's not that. Like that's why I think when people say, "Oh, your DMs must be crazy" or whatever, what does that mean?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? What does that even mean? Like really, what does that mean? Because it really has to be a personality thing. You're not everyone's cup of tea ever. Yeah. So no, I get.
But I guess for some people, the physical thing is just their thing, and it works.
And that's cool as well.
And that's cool. That works. I guess it's just about what, you know. I got a brethren who I knew he was always going to settle for the person who just had no opinion, doesn't want to talk about nothing, and just kind of looks good because it just suits him.
Okay.
And you know what? If that works for you, then it works for you. I tell you, it just does not work for me.
I'll be very bored.
Yeah. What? Of course. But that's you and that's me.
Yeah.
But this is him. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's true. You're allowed to date a trophy.
Oh yeah, of course.
You're actually allowed to date a trophy. That's the thing. Anyone's allowed to do whatever they want. I think once we accept that and everyone just does what they want, you're gonna attract someone who's actually right for you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I could never be a trophy. Oh my goodness, I'll be the loudest trophy you've ever seen in your life. Like, no. I like to have a say. I like to conversate. I like to even if we're not gonna go with what I've suggested, I want to be part of this conversation right now. And you know what? I thought that was an easy thing to ask for. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. You'd be surprised how many dudes kind of expect you to kind of like just I don't know how to describe this, but you'd be surprised how many of them kind of expect you to just go along with it, even if their point of view isn't exactly what's been agreed, kind of thing. So yeah.
I think we just put too much pressure on ourselves, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We just put too much pressure on ourselves and other people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Let me tell you this now, see, with the Manscaped thing, do that for yourself. Yeah. If you feel like you just want to just get the ball, you understand what I'm saying? Because it just does something for you. If you're a guy, if you want to buy something for your guy or whatever, then just give him that. Something super different and he'll love it and you'll love it in that too. Trust me, that shit is a complete vibes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get a gift for a guy that's not a Rolex.
Yeah, exactly.
So get him a Manscaped, guys. Yeah. Help him do it. Could be bonding time.